What up? What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. Feel good to be back. We're here with my guy Michael Fiddle, Fiddle's Picks. If y'all didn't know who it is, y'all know who the fuck it is, man. Sound like Jermaine Dupri. Y'all know who it is. What's up with you, Fiddle? How you been, my guy?
I'm doing well. It's glad to be back with you. It's been a while. I hope your holidays were nice. What's the protocol on when it's too late to say Happy New Year? Larry David gives it 3 days.
Well, it still hasn't been the Chinese New Year or the Asian New Year yet, so I actually like that one a little more. So I guess you have until when is it, like February 17th or something like that?
Are you
Something
like
like
me
that.
where you work way more actually during the holidays and New Year because there's so much sports going on? Like I feel like because we are betters, they put sports on prime time in those slots and they fill it up. NBA Christmas, now NFL Christmas, NBA New Year's Day, like Thanksgiving football. I don't really take holiday during the fall or winter. I just kind of take the summers because I
Yeah,
work throughout all the holidays.
I really don't care about these man-made holidays, man. Honestly,
I'm with
like
you.
it's for the kids and shit, but it's really just a regular day to me. No disrespect to anybody that takes the holiday serious. I have different thoughts on, you know what I'm saying, them coming up with shit so we can spend our money. But let's talk about some stories or a story. We talked about this before the show. I was asking Fiddle what he likes, and he was like, "I like a lot." And so he tells me this is a true story. This like just happened not even 5 minutes ago. And he says, "I like a lot." And I'm like, he tells me his plays, and it's like 4 plays. I'm like, it's not a lot. And he's like, well, I mean, I have other plays, but the lines have moved like 3 points. And I'm like, Fiddle, I fucking love you, man, because anybody else, well, it's even different because we're even just talking before the show, but there's been plenty of people that's come on my show all the time. And oh, I got this number. I got this number. It's like nobody fucking cares what you got. People that I watch shows as well. Like if you're gonna sit there and talk about a line that nobody can bet in current time, it is the most pointless thing ever. And I can even understand him saying, "Hey, I got this, or I still like this bet at this number." But even just saying, "Oh, I got it at 8 and it's at 4 now," so you know what I'm saying? I don't know. And I'm sure I've probably done it before, but I know that there's people like predominantly do it all the time and don't even think about what they're doing. But you know, everybody's different. Like I say, I admit it, I'm pretty sure I've done it before as well, Fiddle, like unintentionally, but just saying, like, hey, I mean, you know how we do it. Shit, if we see something we really like, we're on that shit ASAP. And so I'll come on here and tell people like this was my spot for the day. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's hard when the line is moved, but just a lot of respect for Fiddle for him. Like, you know what? If a line's moved 3 points, like I won't even mention it to you in the plays I like now because like it doesn't fucking matter. I got a much better line, and it might not be that much value now, Fiddle.
Yeah. I mean, I mentioned the four that I like, and you were like, that's it. And I was like, well, I mean, I played 76ers, and I even tweeted this one out. So there's proof in the pudding. I tweeted 76ers out at -1. It's now -4. So it's just like, what are you going to do? I no longer recommended it at -4. I played it at -1 because I think it was going to get to -3.5 ish. Now it's moved past my number. If anything, I would play the other side against me at this point. The one reason where I think it's valuable to do those things and mention a line that's moved is if you could articulate why you played it in real time and the
Yeah.
pattern that you saw and where there's going to be an opportunity to do it again, which there is. There's one angle on the Rockets Portland Trailblazers game which repeats throughout the NBA. It's an obvious reason to play a line, and it impacts a game tomorrow. So I will explain the rationale and the reasoning, because if people grasp onto why I did what I did to get a line that's no longer available, they'll be able to do the same thing tomorrow.
No, face. Teaching them how to fish. That's what it sounds like. Bunch of games today, Fiddle. I couldn't think of a story. I mean, always not thinking of one, but just thinking, you know what I'm saying? Like step by step, a story I could tell. So we went with something that we just talked about, and I thought was really good. There's a lot of people that would like for me to tell a story about this guy that used to be on the show and why he's not on here anymore. But I think most people can pretty much put two and two together. Fiddle, Fiddle. How long have you been watching my show? Or how long have
Um,
you just even just like from the first time?
I would say because we met each other through doing buckets at Action.
Yeah.
And then like we did a few shows together, and I think both of us were like, I fuck with that guy. Like
Yeah.
like we have a way better chemistry than some of the other shows that go on, and not calling out
Right.
certain people. Just chemistries, and certain people mesh and their jokes hit, and other people know what they're talking about or not. So I would say it was once we met at Action, I started watching your show, and then obviously I came into one of the intros, and you were going,
Yeah.
and you had the shades on, and then what up, my guys? And I was like, this show's fucking fuego. Okay, yeah. I'm
in. Appreciate that, man. Yeah. No, there was I'd say it's like 3 or 4 years ago. I used to do a show with a lot of people, but there was one guy in particular, like the show popped, the picks were going good. The guy was just like back room. He was just like a total asshole, man. And he was a drunk as well. Like he would always be up all night drinking and shit. And obviously they would affect, you know what I'm saying? If it's Saturday or Sunday or something, you're not doing shows next day, you can do whatever you want. But if it's like Sunday night and we're supposed to do a show Monday, like that could affect your work. You know what I mean? So yeah, sometimes people's personal lives can affect their work. And so unfortunately, couldn't have him on the show anymore, man. So, but Fiddle's my guy, and we're here to talk some plays. It's all positive vibes. And there's money out there, man. So, I was telling Fiddle that like I'm in the middle, not a snowstorm, but it's snowing. I hadn't bet anything, but you never know. Fiddle might be able to talk me into something, and I head up there to the casino, man. When it does snow and I go to the casino, it's usually pretty well. First game. Fiddle, real quick, what do you think? Trae Young to the Wizards. They're still tanking, so they're not going to play him. They're not going to see if it even works yet, which is crazy. But what do you think about the trade? Just period. Them not the Hawks not getting any picks or anything. Really, just getting CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert. Any thoughts?
Yeah. So I think it was an obvious move for the Wizards, right? I think they clearly won the trade. They got a way better player in Trae Young than shipping out in Kispert or McCollum. Contracts wise, they're going to be able to sign Trae to probably a sub-max extension, and he probably wanted to go there because they could offer him a 4-year, $180 million deal at the end of this year. Kispert was on the books next year for the Wizards. Kispert was the highest salary at $13 million, and so it's like. What? Yeah, the new CBA has cap floor rules, which like you used to have to hit the cap floor by the end of the season, which means you could take on bad money in someone's bad contract and go into the season with a lot less money on your books. And like owners would do that to pay less, get more of the revenue share, help tanking abilities. Now you have to hit the cap floor before the season starts. So it's just like, like that $37 million or whatever for McCollum that comes off the books, like. You have to replace it somewhere. And so Trae's going to be that for the Wizards. And he's obviously a better, he's still a very good basketball player. He's fucking very good. From the Hawks side, I do understand it because, listen, they weren't going to re-sign Trae.
So you don't want to lose him for nothing.
You're either going to lose him for nothing. I do think because Jalen Johnson, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Dyson Daniels, you do have 3 players in your starting lineup who are pretty good on ball, right? So it's like Trae Young is not a good off-ball player. He makes the Wizards better because the Wizards don't have anyone who really plays on ball. However, Hawks do have 3 other players that you want on ball, and you want players better off ball. So like Kispert and McCollum are probably better off on off ball than Trae is in movement and shooting and moving off screens and whatever. So I do think it's like in that way, it's an upgrade because you'll stimulate the development of Johnson, Dyson, and Nickeil, and you'll bring in some off-ball players. And they're not winning a championship this year anyway, so you might as well focus on the development and being semi-competitive. I definitely don't agree with the people who have said the Hawks are better without Trae Young. I know the stats and the record shows that they were like 2-10 with him. And like 15-3 without him at one point. It's just like, it's obvious. They're so much better without Trae Young. I don't think that's true at all. I still think they're a better team with Trae Young. And I don't think we can use like 20, 30 game sample size to definitely say one way or another. But I understand the move, and I think it's a clear win for the Wizards.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was a win-win for the simple fact that you said, like you said, if you're not going to re-sign a guy, people have to understand this. Like they're probably you're going to have to make a trade like that, or you're going to have to. They end up walking for nothing, and we've seen teams let their superstar literally go for nothing, literally because they didn't articulate a trade before. Like they knew that they didn't want to sign a guy, and they're like, all right, it's not a right fit. And then, you know what I'm saying? They just kind of waited it out. And then, all right, he ended up leaving for pretty much nothing. So you got to get something back for him. So, I mean, I'm sure people like to see the Hawks at least get a pick or something, but it was good. And I don't necessarily think that they were better or worse without him because he got the Hawks far. I mean, we've seen him go crazy in the playoffs numerous times. But with this current team, he just wasn't the right fit. I mean, it's just what it is, man. So, but pretty crazy. Yep. Mavs traded Luka. They did the swap on draft night. Mavs ended up trading Luka. Hawks ended up trading Trae Young, man. So it's a new era. But I just wanted to know Fiddle's thoughts about that. To segue us into the streets. You had something else?
No, I just know we're going straight into the Wizards game.
Yeah, yes. Going to the streets of DC here, man. I heard it's a nice town. Never got up there. They say it's low-key chocolate city, man. But Wizards, I'm just saying, Fiddle.
Oh, if it's chocolate city, now I might have a reason to go.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah, you playing the piano, the organ up there.
I'm not Wizards a fan of DC. I've been to DC quite a few times. Not a fan.
Yeah. Well, I don't like being around a lot of people. So I don't know if it's for me, but I've met a few people from DC. You know what I'm saying? That I've heard some people. But regardless of that, they're getting 3 at the house tonight versus the Pelicans. Pelicans have lost 9 straight here, Fiddle. I'd like to get there with the Pelicans. This is a tank fest. Pelicans don't really have incentive to tank. With them losing 9 straight, like you have to think that they want to get a win. Don't like the fact that Herb Jones is out. Don't like the fact that somebody else out. Yeah, Trey Murphy's questionable as well. So I don't like those. But obviously, Wizards will be without CJ. We don't think that Trae Young's going to play. Should be a Pelicans game. They are. I think that they're favored here for a reason on the road. Fiddle really would like Trey Murphy to play, but he's in trade talks as well. So it's like, Fiddle, are we reaching the days where we should be waiting to bet because we never know who the fuck gonna get traded before the game start?
Traded, who the fuck's gonna play versus sit. Like at this point, getting the injury news right is the biggest edge in basketball betting. I think that the Pelicans play their guys tonight. I think obviously Herb is out, but I think Trey Murphy plays. And I think it's worth taking the Pelicans here. I would play the money line more than the spreads right now. There is a minus 140 at Caesars. There's a minus 142 at DraftKings. There's minus 145 MGM, minus 146 FanDuel. If you do money line spread conversions, minus 142 is equivalent to a 2.5. So you're getting a money line that's closer to like a cheap 2.5 on a minus 140 as opposed to playing like the 2.5 or threes that are on the board. So I prefer money line, and I would take the Pels.
I have a question for you that doesn't pertain to this game, Fiddle, but just for long term. When you see discrepancies with the spread and money line, do you think that it's equivalent to like more money coming in on a money line? Because you know obviously they'll do them differently. If they're having a big money line bet, I've seen before like money lines move, but the spread not move. You know what I mean? Do you think that's the reason?
Yeah, you'll see that often in the playoffs when the lines get really sharp. So money lines. I mean, I'm explaining this to the viewers more than you because you'll obviously know this. But money lines work in ranges of spreads. So for a spread between -1 and -1.5, you'll see the money line anywhere from -110 and -115 ish to -123. So often the money line where it sits like currently is more of an indication of where the line has moved. So the line moved, like you have Jay Pacino in the comments saying got Pelicans -2 last night. I have a newsletter I sent out, Pelicans -1.5 last night. So it's moved from 1 to 1.5 to 2 to 2.5. Now started even inch to 3. So the money line is most likely going to be on a cheap side of 3. because it's moved from that direction. Whereas if the money line, the spread came from 5 down to 3, plus 5 down to plus 3, and it was some Wizards action, I would expect the money line to represent closer to a 3.5 because it works in the direction that it's come from, and it works in ranges. I'll send you my money line conversion table because I have for every half point, I have what the money line technically should be on a -110. So you could always know the difference. I have it for every half point from 1 to 15.5 for NFL and NBA.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I've actually never really looked at it that way, honestly. So the question was for me and the viewers as well. But yeah, I mean, it's Pelicans are nothing for me here. With the Wizards, it's just kind of crazy. Yeah, they just traded for Trae Young, and then they're saying we're not going to play them that much this year. I mean, we know what the Wizards are trying to do. They're trying to tank. This is a game where they're playing a team with less wins than them. So literally losing helps them. It's a double win for them. You know what I mean? It helps the other team get another win, and it obviously helps them get another loss. So this is definitely a game that the Wizards do not want to win, in my opinion. So, and the Pelicans losing 9 straight. This is a very winnable game, and the
Pelicans have lost 9 straight.
9 straight games. You didn't know that?
Was that prior to that a 5-game win streak?
I'm pretty sure. Crazy. I'm pretty sure I looked at this morning.
No, I believe you. They
let me just want to make sure.
They've been skidding. For the Wizards to understand the tank philosophies going both ways.
Yeah, 9 straight for sure.
The Pelicans don't own their pick, right? Obviously, the Hawks do in the Derek Queen trade, so they have no reason to tank. The Wizards, on the other hand, are top 8 protected. So I think this is kind of important to understand. If the Wizards are bottom 4 in records, not only do they all have collectively pretty equal odds to get the first pick at like 13.5, 14% to get the number 1 pick, you can't fall below 8th if you are a top 4 worst record. So like if you're 5th or 6th in worst record, the lottery could work against you where you get the 9th or 10th pick, 11th pick, and you fall out of that range and you owe your pick to somebody else. If the Wizards are bottom 4 worst record, they have the highest upside of getting a number 1 pick and no downside of potentially losing a pick. So that's very important. Whereas the Pelicans, they just want to be competitive.
Yeah. And what they should know is that if Trae Young played, they probably would still be guaranteed one of the 4th worst records this year. But
they are so ass without Trae Young. I mean, this is good. This team is who's running the thing? Trae Johnson and Bilal Coulibaly and Sarr and Keyshawn George,
Chris Middleton, MVP. No, I'm fucking with you, man.
Yeah, Chris Middleton should get bought out and go back to the Bucks. Okay, let's move on.
All right, let's go to Orlando here. Magic getting 3.5 at the house versus Sixers. The Magic are, oh God, man. I don't know what's going on with them, but they're not playing well right now. They'll be up 10, and then late game offenses continues to still be a thing. You would think that when they got Bane, I don't know what the fuck happened to Tyus Jones. Somebody stole his superpowers, but you'd have thought them getting Bane and getting Tyus Jones, you'd think their late game offense would be a little bit better. We know that Suggs is out there. Obviously, offense is obviously a lot different without Suggs, but still shouldn't be this bad. But yeah, Sixers are peaking as well. All 3, their top 3 playing well. VJ Edgecombe, you know what I'm saying? You can integrate him in their top 4. They're balling right now, Fiddle. Fiddle got a great price on this one. -1 is up to 3.5, 4. What were you liking here, Fiddle? How did you know that this one was going up?
I had this model at like 3.4 for the 76ers with no Suggs, no Wagner. At this point, with +4s coming out, if anything, I would play Orlando Magic +4 at home. But I generally bet early enough where, like, some people would argue if you could still get half a point of value and being directionally correct to close, like if it moves 4s, all go to 3.5, then it should still be a good bet and it should still be profitable long term. I'm of the mindset where like I want more than that in when I bet for it to move, because obviously that's a bulk of what I do, bet things before they move. So at this point, I personally would play nothing, but if anything, Orlando +4.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm off this game. Some teams I'm starting to figure out. I kind of just been sitting back and watching what's going on in the NBA. Some teams you literally just can't bet their games because you don't know what the hell. For me, I can't. It drives me crazy.
Been some sketchy Jamal Mosley clips floating out there too, where like he's going to dap up his players and they just walk right by him.
Yeah, I don't know what's going like because people that follow the team closely. Like we're saying, oh, something's wrong with Banchero, and then you kind of see him missing shots. Then his confidence is not right, and then obviously I just don't know what's going on with the team, man. Suggs cannot stay fucking healthy for shit, bro. I don't think he's ever played a full season. I don't even know if it's possible, honestly. So I don't know what to do with this team. I'm all the way off of them. 2-8 against the spread last 10 games. Definitely probably a bet against spot. Fourth game in 6 nights for the Magic. They've played 5 of their last 6 games on the road. 7 of their last 10 games have been on the road. I want nothing to do with this team. And in theory, Sixers should want some revenge. They lost earlier this year, which I don't even know if revenge matters anymore in the NBA, but they did lose by 41 points on November 25th in Philadelphia. Magic went in there and smoked them. So yeah, maybe Philly comes to play here. Let's go to Boston here, Fiddle. Celtics land 10 versus the Raptors here. Celtics been playing some really good defense, Fiddle.
And slow in pace. They shoot a lot of threes, but their games still go under because they play so slow. We have no Scotty Barnes, it seems, since this morning.
Yep.
He's downgraded to doubtful. So we've seen some line movement towards Celtics and towards the under here. If anything, I would play the over here at this point. It seems like Ingram is going to be in because he was at shoot around. RJ Barrett's back. He's definitely high tempo. They're missing Pirtle, so they're going to be missing bigs. So I would, if anything, I would play the over and resist the moves that have happened. I'd go Raptors +10 in the over. But personally, no bets for me in this one.
Well, the Celtics fucking own the Raptors, man. They own them. Yeah, 9-1 last 10.
Wow.
Only 4-6 against the spread though, because a lot of them have been like double-digit spreads. But yeah, it goes back even further than that. So they're probably 9-1 last 10. They've got to have won like 16 their last 17 versus the Raptors. Like they literally own equity in this fucking team. In their minds, they own the Raptors. If Scotty was here, I'd like to push back, and I'd like, even if it was like 8.5, which it was when he was. But if Scotty was in and they had everybody without Pirtle, like I think that the Raptors have enough toughness, because the whole thing is you have to get past the Celtics' toughness. That's where they play defense. If you can get past that and play through that toughness, because some teams have just figured out that they're gonna let you, like, you know what I'm saying, play defense. So if you can get past the hand shaking and the pulling and dragging and all that, and continue to play like the Nuggets did, then the Raptors could cover this spread. But if you let it get in your head and start to play soft, and you know what I'm saying, the Celtics will go on their runs and smack your ass by 20. And so for whatever reason, what we've seen in the past is that the Raptors are a little too soft to deal with it. So we'll see. They did play earlier this season because we wanted to see, since they've had Ingram, still 0-2 this season. One of the games they covered the 9.5, lost by 8. The other one they lost by 16. Both were in Toronto as well. So tough game for me. Don't really want to bet against the Celtics. They're coming off a loss. It is the first of a back-to-back. They do play the Spurs tomorrow. So we'll watch this game closely and see what's going on. But if the Raptors covered, wouldn't surprise me. If Celtics smothered them defensively, wouldn't surprise me either. Fiddle. Let's go to Brooklyn. Nets getting 4.5 versus the Clippers. I think Kawhi's questionable. Everybody's questionable.
Kawhi's playing. He's not ruled in, but based on the line movement, Kawhi's playing.
Yeah. Okay.
Like this was like 1.5, 2-ish, and has moved out to 4.5. MPJ's been probable the whole time. We've seen the total move up from 211.5 or 212 to 215.
2005.
Yeah, exactly.
Total.
Exactly. I think if anything, it could be an overplay, but these numbers have also moved quite a bit, and so it's pricing in the Kawhi is playing news where it's like, if anything were to happen where that changes, like you're automatically on the wrong side of a number and you don't have the information guaranteed to then, like it might move half a point once it's finalized. So it's kind of asymmetric and working against you to bet it now. But if anything, I would go over in this spot, and I'd probably just skip spread altogether.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out if the Clippers are going to tank or not. So they have won. They had that streak where they were at the house. They had won, 6 straight. Then horrible loss versus Celtics. Beat the Warriors without Harden. And then you go and get smacked by the Knicks in there. And I think they had a lead. They were playing good for like 2.5, 3 quarters. And then the Knicks just took over the game. So still kind of playing well, playing better, still kind of playing themselves out of the hole. But if you lose this one's going to be tough in my opinion. So I guess what I'm saying is if the Clippers aren't tanking, this is a must-win game pretty much, right, Fiddle?
The Clippers aren't tanking. They owe their pick to the Thunder.
Yeah. I don't think they're tanking, but yeah, you got to win this game,
guys. 6 minutes ago, the Grizzlies are entertaining Ja Morant trade offers.
Yeah, that was like, I saw that. That was before we came on. That was probably 45 minutes ago.
Wow.
Yeah, Shames. Yeah, I already knew that. Come on, Phil. It's not news.
That's new. That's news. That's surprising news to me.
Yeah, it's not fitting with the team. No, that's not news at all to me. Let's talk about the Grizzlies. They're getting 5.5 at the house. Now I looked at this game. I looked at this line. It was like 3.5. I was like, what the fuck is going on, man? Thunder ain't playing that bad. But like SJ's out, Holmgren's out. Then you see Cedric Coward still questionable for the Grizzlies. He means a lot. They're probably not going to play Ja since they're, about to try and trade him. Who knows, man? This team, the Thunder, own the Grizzlies. They own equity in the team, literally. Beat them 10 straight times. None of them really been close. 8-2 against the spread. I guess game 4 was close last year. They trying to stave off the getting swept. They lost by 2, but this year lost by 14 and lost by 16.
They were up. The Grizzlies were up 30 in one of those games, and the Thunder came back and won.
Probably so. Yep.
Yeah.
That was probably.
It was the one Ja Morant got injured mid-game.
It had to have been game 3 then. Yeah, they were up 11. It was game 3. Yep, and then lost.
They were up way more than
quarter, 27-14. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, they was up 11 after the first quarter. They were up 26 at the half.
Jesus.
Yeah, outscored 36. God. Outscored 36-18 in the third quarter, and outscored 27-13. So they got outscored 63-31 in the second half. Just horrible shit.
You like that memory? I would go under in this spot. I think there's let's see what best number in the market is. There's a 230.5 at FanDuel right now. That's a definite under for me. I would still probably play it at 229.5, which is DraftKings and MGM. Plenty of 229 flats in market, but I would play any of these unders. SGA has been not good defensively. Just call it like it is. He's been not great defensively this year. So missing.
I don't think I've heard anybody ever say that.
Yeah, he's not been good defensively.
I noticed it. Do you notice that when other guys in the league, they guard SGA and he never guards them? Have you noticed that?
Yeah, because I understand that just because they have so many better defenders. There's a really cool clip of the Thunder being asked. I think SGA and J-Dub are asked who's the best defender on the team. And SGA, it's like, it depends what you want. You want on-ball pressure like Dort or Kaysen. He's like, you want someone covering in the gaps? It's Caruso. You want someone rim protecting? It's Chet or maybe Hartenstein. He's like, you want a small guy to guard big because you have a mismatch going on? It's J-Dub. And so, like, they're so loaded. Why would they put SGA on the other team's best player? But
it's understandable. Fiddle, can I reply real quick? It's understandable, but also, like, when I'm just saying from and I have an old school perspective and the guys don't think like this anymore. But when you have some of these guys, I know that they can actually play defense, but you'll have guys like Anthony Edwards, like, no, I want that challenge. And so that's all I'm saying. I've never seen him like, you know what? No, I want this challenge. Like, if we're going back at it, in the going back and forth in the game, I just like to see him take the challenge at least a few times to say, you know what? No, I'm guarding this guy. I want to show I can play defense today. I want to show that I'm the MVP. I can lock somebody down. You know what I mean? Just how the other guys are taking it to him on both ends. But I don't know.
Jaylen Brown, apparently Jaylen Brown did that and like texted Joe Mazzulla, like, I want to guard Kawhi, and then scored 50 and shut down Kawhi. Yeah. And the Celtics won as underdogs in LA. It was great.
Yeah. Yep. Anthony Edwards, same thing. Like, we don't hear him texting the coach, but I guarantee you he does it. No, I want the best player on the other team, and I'm going to shut his ass down and still give him a 30 ball. And then we're going to have a great chance to win. But I didn't mean to cut you off, Phil.
I like the under. We're missing scorers, and we're replacing bad defenders.
I can't talk you off whatsoever. But
I can't, because I already submitted the bet.
Chet, they'll lose a little bit defense, but they'll lose even more offense, and they'll still have guys. So what, is Jalen Williams still out? The other one?
Yeah, big Jalen Williams out. Chet's out. Hartenstein's out. SGA's out. John Morant is out. And so, yeah,
who's the other center they got? I know it's the white guy. He can shoot threes. What's his name? He's a youngster.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're. I know. I see his face. He wears the headband too.
Because I'm sure that's probably like the only center they'll have left.
Brandon Carlson.
Yep. Yeah. I mean,
it'll be like
maybe they still got Dieng or somebody.
They do, and Kenrich will play some small ball center.
Yeah, but if you stop them from even getting to the paint, it won't fucking matter. Yeah, I can see the under. I can't. Yep. So I'm like, I'll probably never bet the under the rest of my life, but it makes a lot of sense. I would ride with you if I could bet unders.
I'll bet enough of them for both of us.
That's a bet.
I love some unders. I love watching basketball. And
they've been cashing lately.
Miss it.
The unders have been coming through after the you know what I'm saying, avalanche of overs. Yes. The defense is starting to come back, and they're actually starting to let them play. It's crazy because the teams that are figuring this out, they're winning. And we'll talk about the Nuggets after this one. But the Suns, they figured out, like, I mean, if you have Dylan Brooks on your team, you're going to play defense. And that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's actually really earning my respect now. He's actually on the team that I like now. So he's kind of like he's on my team now. But I actually respect Dylan Brooks. Most people probably won't, but I probably played basketball like him, so I probably understand him a little bit more. But it's really just like getting into people's head, just wearing them down. It's all competition. You know what I'm saying? Now, being an asshole outside of that, it's just you just an asshole. But if you're on the court, just getting them out of their game, I understand it. And the Suns have figured out if we play defense, we play tough, you'll just wear down on teams, man. They play the Knicks tonight. Intriguing game, Fiddle, because Suns been playing well. But I mean, the Knicks have not been playing well, but we know when they do, they can be the best team in the East, Fiddle. So this is one team when the Knicks play their ball, you won't be able to really just punk guys like OG Anunoby. You know what I'm saying? He's doing the punking around here. So but Cat and Brunson, they could be punked. But what do you think about this game, Fiddle?
This one has surprised me. There's been some clear moves towards the Suns. And I don't totally agree with it. I would go Knicks or anything, but I played it under. It moved too much to talk about it, but Knicks. If I was going to play it now, Knicks.
Yeah, I love the Suns as a team. I don't know if I want to take them in this price range versus a big dog. You know what I'm saying? So I know the Knicks hadn't been playing like a big dog, but they still are to me. And you should still fear them, in my opinion. So if the line was like 6.5, then maybe you look towards the Suns. But ask them to win this game outright. I don't necessarily understand that one. I don't necessarily I'm not gonna say I don't understand it, but I don't agree with it being this low. So I'm off of this game. Let's go to Denver here, Fiddle.
Can I ask you one question about Knicks Suns quickly?
Go ahead.
How much do you care about things like the Knicks are not a good road ATS team, and the Suns are a good road home or are a good home against the spread team?
I mean, it matters to me a little bit. I still think the matchup is the matchup, no matter where they're playing. Because if you're what I'm starting to notice now, like if you're the better team over the full 48 minutes, and you came to play today, you'll find a way to win if you came to play. Now, the hardest thing to fucking realize is when these teams and players are going to come to play. That's the hardest thing and it's something you really can't quantify. But I respect it because it is, Fiddle. Teams show their patterns, and we see it every year. It might take you a little time to figure out their pattern, but once you do, they're likely going to be on net for like the most of the season. Like Warriors, the years we talked about this before. Warriors in years where they didn't win their home games, they just didn't do well at home. It was like that the whole fucking season. And like the other years where it would flip. They were great at home and were trash on the road. That was just their pattern for the year. And so one thing that I've done is like notice teams' patterns and just keep going with it, because most of the time they kind of just like history repeats itself. So if they're a bad team on the road, that is something that I do like to respect. And this is a very even game for me. I respect the Suns. Underdog at the house. This is their role. The Knicks aren't full squad right now because they're missing Hart as well. But there's great matchups on both sides. These are the type of games that I'll watch. Like you say, maybe even take the under. But trying to pick a spread, I couldn't do it in this one. I can make a case for both sides. Yep. And the reason why I stand off Knicks, Fiddle, is because they're road issues.
That stuff doesn't matter to me, but it's definitely been a Suns market so far, and I've stayed away from it. So maybe that's reason for the market moves, but I don't care about those things personally.
Okay. Let's go to, you got the Nuggets. Been really strong at the house, Fiddle. Do you care?
No.
Do you care?
No. Is this a J Money spot for Hawks because Nuggets are coming home off of a long East Coast road trip?
So I have
they're dealing with injuries. I know you got the notebook of spots.
I have a notebook, and this says, it's crazy though. The last two spots were technically in the notebook, didn't matter for the Nuggets. They won both of them outright. But it gets even better when they win those spots. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, say, if you wanted to double up on the spots afterwards, it gets even better after they overperform. And so January 9th versus the Hawks, first game back from a 7-game East Coast road trip. They will have played 8 of their last 9 games on the road. That's what I got written. I mean, that's all I need to have written down. But yes, definitely a fade spot for the Nuggets. Also, they haven't won in Denver since November 12th, 2019. Wow. The Hawks hadn't won in Denver. Yep.
They play once a year there, so like 6 in a row.
Yeah, it's a little different, but yeah. And so we'll see if Quinn Snyder, who used to coach with Utah, I'm sure he's had plenty of dates versus the Denver Nuggets. Let's see if he remembers that tonight. Now, if I had one spot, like one circled spot, make a spot on the board, it's the Hawks tonight. That's definitely the spot for sure. Now, I've been watching the Nuggets. They have been playing a little bit better. It's mainly defense. Been playing really good defense. This is a spot where like they may not look themselves or look how they've been playing strictly from fatigue. So definitely not a good. I have no thoughts on the total, Fiddle, whatsoever. Didn't even look at it.
I played the under. I probably still would at every price that's on the board.
One thing I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah,
go ahead. No, I was just gonna tell you.
You go first.
No, because I was cutting you off, so you finish.
Okay, well, we're both gentlemen. The Nuggets are like 20th in pace, and they're like they with Jokic. Obviously, they're number 1 in offensive efficiency. So without Jokic, obviously they've been playing great. They've had some amazing shooting performances, but I do think ultimately the offense has to like neutralize back in efficiency, and they're not a fast-paced team. And the Hawks without Trae Young are going to have some defensive-minded like length out there. So for me, this is a clear under spot. Yeah.
So something I'm noticing. These notebook spots don't always cash. And so another thing, Fiddle, the reason why betting's so different now, books, like obviously they're smarter than ever. Now they've always been smart, but now like these spots are based in. No, I'm telling you this for sure.
It used to be dumb.
I'm telling you, Fiddle.
It's definitely gotten harder.
Yeah.
There used to be such easy wins.
No facts, and that's what I mean. They're not easy
Yeah.
anymore. So the reason why I say this, I'll take you back to earlier this year. The Miami Heat were in the 5th game and 7-night spot, back to back 30. That means the only way you can get a 5th and 7, back to back 3rd and 4, 4th and 6, 5th game and 7. They had the Portland Trailblazers laying 3.5 in Miami. That's a game where like it showed me period simply. They know now. They know 5th game and 7. Okay, we need to add 3 or 4 extra fucking points to what this shit would regularly be. They're on it now, Fiddle. And so it's not that we can't win, but the books know to like, all right, we can't set this shit how we used to. We're just spitting out power ratings. No, now we have to grade this in there, them being in this horrible fatigue spot. So that's all I'm saying. And so that's why
You're
the spots
very
don't,
right.
Yeah, they don't hit it
Very
as a
right.
high rate, and because they're rich now. You're paying a little bit of a premium. But most of the time, if the game is played out how we expect, it shouldn't matter because they'll smoke them by 20 or 30 fucking points. But regardless of that, of all that being said, no. So this is what I want to say, Fiddle. I'm trying to figure out a different way to attack it. It's not the point spread, which they could be taking unders on player props, because we still have to know the team is in a horrible spot, fatigue spot, right? So whether you want to bet an under, bet a team total under, which usually cashes, or if you want to pick like the star player or somebody like that. I remember the Celtics came back home first game from their 4 or 5 game road trip. Jaylen Brown had like 14 points. He shot 6 for 24. So they just started to wake me up like, okay, there's other ways to attack this. You can fade the team in multiple ways. You can bet like somebody on the star player, bet them under PRA, bet them under points, bet the full game under, or bet just that team total under. So that's just something I wanted to tell you, that I'm trying to figure out other ways to attack it as just opposed of just looking at the point spread. You know what I mean? So definitely a Hawk spot. Definitely a spot where Nuggets could go their team total, the full game could go under, and I could see somebody like Jamal Murray probably going under his points because of all of that, because of fatigue. But definitely, we should be eating hot wings today. We should be probably
Lemon
flying
pepper.
high. Yeah, flying high with the Hawks. Whatever fucking
Hawks
whatever.
under. Jamal Murray under 9.5 assists, I think, is a decent look.
Yeah. What's his points at?
I'll look it up.
I bet you he goes under. I bet you. And it's snow here.
What do you want to bet the line is?
28.5.
27.5.
Oh. That was close, man.
Pretty sharp. What do you host? What do you host, a betting show?
Let's go to Portland. Blazers getting 6.5 at the house versus the Rockets. We should. I mean, it sounds like revenge game. Jade knocking at the door, man. What it sounds like. Rockets were a little pissed after the last game. Now, Avia does get the foul bait calls. Some of them are fouls. A lot of them aren't. I mean, he just kind of figured out they're going to call this shit. So Rockets didn't like that. Without their guys, this should be a spot that the Rockets come in here and smack them. Obviously, Şengün's still out. That hurts, but defensively, they should. Oh, what is she like?
Fine. So it's probably she's like, Rockets, let's go.
Yeah, hey, Rockets are none for me, Fiddle. What should we do here?
Rockets for me. I already played Rockets at a good number, and this is the spot where I wanted to explain what happened in odds and market, because it is so repeatable in future games for this team. And there's even one of these spots tomorrow in Minnesota and Cavaliers. So you just said revenge spot. Like, the most recent game for the Rockets was playing against the Blazers in Portland, 2 nights ago, where Tari Eason's complaining about Denny Avdia and the calls post game. Like, this game just happened where the Blazers won outright. Yeah. The line for the first game closed at 6.5, right where it is right now, right? And so it reopens because the Blazers win. It reopens at Rockets -5.5. There's a 1-point move because of the results of the game. My perspective in betting is that whatever happens in the game is not that significant to affect the next price of the game by a full point. The pricing of the previous game was based off of, 35 games of sample size data, 30 hours of odds being priced in the betting market, seeing where the sharp sides are coming in, understanding. So the closing price for the previous game is a very sharp indicator of what the price should be of a repeat spot. And so whenever a game is happening in the same, just like repeating over, just play the number back to the previous closing line. So
Yeah.
it closed at 6.5. If this game reopened, if the Rockets blew them out and it opened Blazers plus 7.5, I'm betting Blazers plus 7.5 because the line's moving to 6.5. If it opens Rockets minus 5.5 because the Blazers won, I'm betting Rockets minus 5.5. I'm betting either direction back towards the previous close because that's where it's going to end up again. We've seen this constantly in the NBA, especially the last few years, because they've changed the schedule to do more of these like mini baseball series to reduce the travel, where they play like, 2 games in the same city. You even have the Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. They just played last night. Now they're going back to Cleveland. There should be a 6-point swing from one home court to another. So the Cavs were +3 at close. That means they should be a -3 at home. There's -2.5s in the market because the Wolves won and the Wolves covered. Bet the Cavs -2.5. That line should be -3 or greater. So there's these little things that you can do in these repeat spots where it's like, oh yeah, I got a 5.5 and I wouldn't play it anymore. That's the advice. But you can use that pattern to recognize a bazillion other spots like these in the NBA. And it's even more true, Jay, when the favorite loses the first one.
Facts.
So in this case, the Rockets lost the first one, and now they're the favorite again in the second one. This is a really strong Rocket spot. The Cavaliers lost the first one. Now they're the favorite in the second one. The Cavaliers should be a strong spot.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. Speaks to revenge factor as well. So I know I like taking a team that lost. Now, over the past couple years, it hasn't worked as much. Sometimes I think that the revenge just kind of went down with some of these players. Unfortunately, some I noticed there's definitely over 50% of the players in the NBA that really don't even care about when they're losing. Like they're there to like collect their checks. And that's something I noticed. And so with that, the revenge angle has went down because we're used to have it to where, no, these guys were like men, very strong-minded men. No, you're not kicking our ass 2 times in a row. I don't give a damn how much I get paid. You're not about to just keep beating us over time. Now you see teams lose. They'll lose all 4 times in a fucking season. The Hawks did it to the Raptors. They lost all 4 games to the same team in a fucking quarter of the season. I don't even know how they've already played 4 times, but they probably because of the cup, but they have. They lost all 4. And when I tell you this, guys, I don't give a damn if it's the worst team versus the best team, especially when it comes to covering the spread. One of those games that in the old times, that bad team would put up a fight. It's just like, you're not about to keep doing this. You know what I mean? But it's just a little different these days. But when you really feel like that team that lost the first one is the better team, you have to take them. Or even just even, you have to take them that second time. And this is one where I do think the Rockets are better than the Blazers. Now, the Blazers, honestly, Fiddle, the Blazers had all their guys, like other than Scoot Henderson, they still had Drew Holiday, Grant. I could see them handing back-to-back losses to the Rockets. I think that the Blazers played that good, but without all their guys and the Rockets only missing Şengün, I'd be really surprised if they were able to beat them back-to-back games, especially after how they just lost the other one, where the Rockets were bullshitting all game and almost came back and won. You know what I mean? This one, they from the get-go, they're going to get the Blazers are going to get the Rockets' best shot. Like there's not going to be any BSing around. Oh, this is just the Blazers. Oh, no, they're coming in here to kick their ass. I know how Udoka is. I know how, you know what I'm saying, if Tari Eason's mad at Denny for getting these bullshit. They're coming in to lay it on them tonight. Pause, no homo, whatever you want to say, all that. I think it's early and often here, honestly. I really do think so. Yep.
Yeah, Rockets.
Kings Warriors. Seems like a huge spread. I'll tell you something, Fiddle. I don't know, bro. I saw you say that you didn't believe in trap lines, or you don't think
No,
they exist.
they don't.
I think
I don't believe that. I'm positive of that.
I think last game was a trap game. Not trap game, but I think it was a trap line. When I looked at it and saw Warriors -6.5, I said, "This is a Warrior spot." Like they're, but it's different because me and you look at it different. We can see it and know that the books are telling a story. So it's not a trap line to us. It's a trap line to people that doesn't look at the game in a sharp way. Does that make sense? That's
Yes.
why it's not a trap. That's why it's not a trap line to you and I, because we see through it, if that makes sense.
So the full context of the tweet was trap lines don't exist. It's a terminology used by people in content to explain a line they don't understand while not grasping the variables that go into pricing lines appropriately.
What did you make Warriors
saying
versus
the
Bucks?
3rd and 4, 5 and 7, those things? Yeah. You're very, very good at getting the spots and understanding revenge angles, rest spots, travel disparities. A lot of those are manual adjustments. I'm someone who models games and produces prices and then has to factor and layer those manual adjustments into things. So we both understand why lines are going to be priced differently than where you would assume it, and you just look at it, and someone who doesn't do either of those two things, who doesn't model games and come to a price, nor is highly considerate of spots, are just going to look at it and disregard those two things and just go, this, how could the Wizards or whatever the spot is tonight, how could the Warriors be 14.5-point favorites or whatever? There's reasons for it, and the lines that are wrong and the lines that are theoretically traps, if it's actually an incorrect line, it's going to bet and it's going to move. That's why 76ers -1 moved to -4. It's not because 76ers -1 was a trap line. It was a bad line that moved. There's so much money in these markets, dude. They're like, I mean, I know you understand this. You've bet bigger and have won more in this space than I have, but there's so much money going around that money is going to drive efficiency. Like the whole reason markets exist is to create efficiency. If I sold paper towels,
put it this way. I think what people mean by would you agree that sometimes a book will set a line solely on getting money on both sides, which is that's their whole point, is to get money on both sides, right?
If theoretically, like in a vacuum,
because they win regardless, right, if they get money on both sides.
That's just not how it works in real time. Like there's so rarely games that they actually have 50-50 on both spots, but yeah, they're trying to move the line so that they can invite action the other direction from where they've taken action already. There are times where the book is willing to accept a liability, but yeah.
I don't know. I say all this because last game, Bucks versus Warriors, I thought that the 6.5 was pretty high, especially with the way that the Warriors have been playing recently. The Bucks were playing better, but regardless, with Giannis playing, closing line, knowing that he's in, and that line being 6.5, I didn't think it was the correct line, but I knew that it was probably meaning that the Warriors were going to win and cover. And I know that they won by 7, but if you watch the game, they should have won by 13, 14 points, right? But I just remember looking at that line, and I'll show you even more in the next game, because they played the Lakers and the line is much different. Right.
So I had that Bucks Warriors game at Warriors -7.4. So based on pricing. So it's perfect. When I was doing my show, I did my show that morning, and I said, if anything, it's Warriors at 6.5.
All right. So I guess I don't even care about this fucking game. I mean, it's Warriors versus Kings. I don't want to bet the Kings. Yeah. So what do you make the Lakers versus the Bucks?
The Lakers are a fucking spot tonight.
But what do you make the line? I'm just asking.
Like 4.4.
So you make the Warriors line higher than the Lakers?
Well, first off, we have yes, but hold on, let me pull it up.
That's where it's getting conflicting for me.
If the Warriors totally healthy, I have them 2.5 points better than the Lakers. right now?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's where the disagreement is for me, majorly. I think the Warriors might actually. I'm not gonna say they're trash because they still got Steph. They're still playing on their one last ride. I'm watching them, watching the way they playing. They look old as hell. I don't know if they're. I think the Lakers are better than the Warriors, and I'm not gonna say I'm lower on the Lakers than a lot of people. I think that they should be high. They should be power rated higher than the Warriors.
Well, are you talking about with Reeves and because Reeves is definitely out tonight, and Rui?
Yeah, I know he's out.
Yeah,
even without Reeves, I'm power rating the Lakers, or at least the same. At least the same.
Yeah, I don't think have it that way, but
the Warriors are. I don't think this team. It's not. I'll be interested to see what they do after they trade Kuminga, but I'm very low on the Warriors right now. They play good versus the Bucks. I mean, even still tried to piss that one away. Like the Kings are ass and don't play defense. Only way I could look is Kings plus 14.5 in this game.
I'm considering Kings plus 14.5. I'm considering the plus 570 on the money line.
The Warriors are not like that. And this is I'm saying this to myself. I was high on them. Oh, they could be third. I remember what they did with Jimmy and Steph to close the year last year. This is Steph's last ride. And they noted this is probably one of the last chances for Steph to get a championship, especially with this team. Like Kurt knows this. And so I'm like, okay, this team should be hit the ground rolling. They look old as hell. They're not playing anywhere near the level that I thought that they would be, honestly. And I know guys have been in and out, but even when everybody's in there, it's like them barely beating the Nets. Stuff like this, man. I'm really low on the Warriors. I don't think they should be laying 14.5 versus anybody right now. And that's just me, man. But they do have revenge. They lost to the Kings, that's the shit I'm talking about. They lost to the Kings earlier this year, 121-116. So it's revenge. They've actually lost 6 of their last 8 versus the Kings, Fiddle. They have.
I mean, it's a great rival. It was a great rivalry for so long.
Yeah. I mean, I'm probably not betting the Kings because if they come to play, they can definitely cover this game or even win this game. I'm telling you that right now. If they don't come to play and they're not playing defense and shit, and they're arguing on the bench and shit, and like I said, if they don't want to play defense and chase Steph around, they could get blown out. So I'm off the game, but I just wanted to say that about the Warriors. I don't necessarily think they are like who we think they are or like who they're even supposed to be, honestly. So I just want to say it. But let's go to LA. Lakers land 3 versus the Bucks here, Fiddle. Lakers coming off a loss. LeBron should be back. Well, how much do you think? This is another interesting question for you, Fiddle.
Mm-hmm.
How much is LeBron worth to the spread to you these days? Did he pause? That's all right. He'll come back. Damn, was it that good of a question, man? Let me see. Let's see, Fiddle. 1 sec. Let's see if he comes back. Is it my computer? Fuck. Lakers versus Bucks, man. What you guys like in the chat? I have thoughts in this game, man, but I don't know. It's really tough to bet against the Lakers, especially at the house, man. So really tough to bet against the Lakers. Bucks, they're on the road. Ham coming back. Darvin Ham. Bucks been playing a ton of road games, man. They played 7 of their last 9 games on the road. Bucks were playing a lot better, though, man. Other than that 1-point loss versus the Wizards, which was horrible, a horrible loss. If it weren't for that, they could have won 5 straight. They're playing for their youngest lives. I don't know what to do with this game. I don't want to bet against the Lakers. LeBron's gonna play, so if you're waiting on that, I don't know, man. I don't know. Underdog or none for me, but I'm not betting this game, man. I really want to take the Bucks, but not betting against Luka. I'm not betting against him, man. They gonna have the zebras on their back. Fiddle, was it that good of a question, man?
What'd you say? It's like I
got a
question for you. Let me ask.
Oh, I asked you, what do you think LeBron matters to the spread these days?
Ooh. Okay. So I had it preseason at 2.8. Are we assuming Reeves is in or out?
Well, I'm just saying, like, just today even I'd like to know both. I'd like to know both, honestly, but
Okay, so preseason 2.8. I would say today's game, because he's priced probably 70% in right now. Maybe 1 point left from being announced in, because he's not out. He's not going from out to in. He's going from questionably probably in to hopefully definitely in. So I would say still probably 1 point now. I would still say probably the full 2.8 without Rui or Reeves for sure. But when Reeves is back and you have Luka and Reeves, and LeBron was not playing great, and you have the ball handlers and Reeves is playing better than expected, then I take it becomes like 2.
yeah. Okay.
I mean, you're asking LeBron's biggest fan.
Yeah. No, but I know that you put
Love
the
that
fandom
guy.
aside. I think you put the fandom aside when you're talking about like betting, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do, because I'm very willing to bet against LeBron in many of spots, but
yeah.
I love that guy. But yeah, 2.8 in general. Maybe a little less.
Why do you like the Lakers here?
Well, first, I think LeBron gets ruled in and the line closes at 3.5 or 4. So that's one. I'm down to fade Milwaukee at all times. I think LeBron has been playing fantastic since the new year started, and the 3 and 4 and him missing against the Pelicans was an obvious schedule spot that he was going to miss.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think LeBron comes back and plays really well this game, and I think Lakers have been on a little bit of a skid. I would assume the defensive mindset is very at the forefront for this team, and I think I think this is a strong Lakers buy spot in a time where they've been not playing great. So it's a buy low opportunity on a team that's better than their last 10 games would show.
Yeah, they definitely are skid. I mean, they have won 3 of their past 4.
Put it this way: if Warriors were -6.5, and you think they're equal or whatever, like it's as much as a fade the Bucks at this number as it is a buy a Lakers.
Yeah. Word about their matchup with Giannis. I can't say I'm watching the Lakers game versus the Spurs. And they play really good defense in that game. If they play that way, they will cover the spread versus the Bucks. Couple of things. They did smash the Bucks earlier this year. That was I remember I hit you up about that. It was the 5th game at 7 night spot for the Bucks. Horrible game. It was literally a scheduled loss for the Bucks. They lost 119-95. Lakers smacked them from start to finish. I do think the teams are in a little bit different. Like the Lakers were super hot then, the Bucks were super ass then. I do think the teams are in different spots now. Bucks have been playing a little bit better, even though just lost versus the Warriors. I've been watching; they're playing a little bit better. Giannis has been fucking unstoppable, and so that's what I'm worried about. When he puts in his head, we're not losing this game, and the other team doesn't have a guy to match up with him, things usually get pretty ugly. So, but I mean, Lakers, Jake LaRavia has been balling. Marcus Smart is obviously going to give us some tough. I think he's the only tough player on the team. That's
He's
just
been
my
playing
opinion.
so well. Like it's really impressive.
Like if there's a fight, Marcus Smart's the only one that's like ready to fight. Maybe Jared Vanderbilt as well. Other than that, no one else on the team will hurt a fly, in my opinion. But I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be a great game. I'm not gonna lie. I do want to bet the Bucks here. I want to bet Bucks plus the 3. I think it's a winnable game. The Bucks are playing for their Giannis lives. May mean something, may not mean anything at all. But if they don't want him to leave, they got to start playing better. And I think they have. Ever since it's kind of came out, there's like, all right, if we're not playing well, he's leaving. They've been playing well ever since then. Horrible loss to the Wizards, but other than that, they've been playing some good ball, man. But we'll see if they can play in Giannis's home away from home. I didn't know his girl was from California as well, man. But yeah, I don't gonna lie. I do want Bucks here. I know that LeBron's playing. If I want to bet Bucks, there's no way I'd bet it now. I'd wait until right before the game. But some tells me Bucks come to play here, man. They do, but it's always hard to bet against the Lakers at the house. So I'm probably gonna stay off this one, honestly. All right, Fiddle. That's all
I don't want you to lose your money.
Feels like this shit's cashing, man. Yeah, I
Now
don't
you
know,
got me
man.
nervous about this one.
I'm not so confident. Maybe I could just take Giannis PRA because I think he could go for a 40-point triple double here. Now that doesn't mean they're gonna win, but he's doing whatever the fuck he wants to. And I don't even think that's so much Lakers. That's just Giannis is on a mission right now, whether he's auditioning for other teams or just playing for his own team, which he said he's doing right now. Nobody's fucking with him right now. I'm watching him consistently, which he hadn't really just played any just big dogs, but he's been doing whatever the hell he wants, just straight bully ball, man. So let's see what happens in this one tonight. But yeah, I can't lie to you, Fiddle. I actually like the Bucks here, plus the 3, man. But you've been doing a lot better than I am, my guy. But what do you think? I'll tell you what I would bet if I was to bet every single game from bottom to the top. Bucks, Kings, Rockets, Hawks. I don't know, Knicks, Suns, man. Probably that's all road teams to start. Would probably have to go with if Cedric Coward played. Wouldn't be surprised if the Grizzlies knocked the Thunder off, man. But we know Thunder, even their bench guys can come in and still cover that versus the Grizzlies. Clippers, Raptors, Sixers, Pelicans. Damn, it's fucking all road teams, man.
It's a road day Friday. We're going out tonight, doing things on the road, outside of the house.
It's snowy roads where I'm at, man.
You want me to do it? Go through them and say what I would play?
Yeah, if you want, it's up to you. Or you can just say what you bet. It's up to you, my guy.
Lakers, Rockets, Kings, and money line on Kings. Knicks, Hawks, but definitely the under in Nuggets Hawks. Under in Thunder Grizzlies. You can't spell thunder without an under. Over in Clippers Nets. 76ers, but honestly, at the current line, Magic. So at that one, stay away at current prices. Pelicans on the money line, and maybe Raptors plus 10.5, but no plays in that game for me.
I'd like the Celtics to win by 1-10 and play a really tough game, and then we could take the team from San Antonio tomorrow. We could do that. I like that, Fiddle. I feel like if you even just kind of got a lean or even just a slight lean to Kings money line, then I have to play the points. If you lean money line, how do I not like the 14.5?
Yeah. Yep. Well, I like the money line because it's 5.5 to 1.
Yeah, but I really don't think the Warriors like that.
The money line was plus 270. I wouldn't like the money line, but yeah.
If Levine decided to play, like if they went zone and Levine didn't have to chase somebody around the court, Levine, DeRozan, Schroeder, we know Westbrook's coming to play. If they get to barking with Draymond, he pissed one of them off. The Kings can keep within that. Warriors ain't like that, bro, to be laying no 14.5, man. This team is old as fuck. Steph go for 50, it can happen. But other than that, I don't see it, man. But obviously, Kings are badly coached, so who fucking knows, man? But 14.5 is wild, Fiddle. It is.
It's too fun.
Yeah. It's a great show for Fiddle, man. I asked him a bunch of questions. This is our longest show we've ever fucking done. This is maybe my longest show I've done in maybe 3 years. Hour and 8 minutes. A lot of info, man. Really,
my Wi-Fi was even like, shut this guy up. We've been doing this too long.
Really miss my guy Fiddle, man. I enjoy doing this with my guy Fiddle, man. For
See you
sure.
next Friday.
So we'll be there, my guy. It's all love. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Go follow Fiddle. He has a lot of actionable info that he gives out on his Twitter page, man. Y'all go check him out. Hit the like button one time for the one time. Have a great Friday, great weekend. And we out. Let's go. Let's get this cat.
Yeah, we timed it up.